Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. For all the censors out there that monitor the community guidelines, we always tell you at the New Health Conversation, the only thing we ever quote, number one, it's in the public domain, and number two, it's from peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. Nothing that we talk about is a claim. Everything is backed by medical science. So there's no pushback in terms of us making statements that would be outside the community guidelines because everything is in the public domain and everything is medically proven. So it's what's called irrefutable medical evidence. So we just always like to let you know that we definitely stay within the community guidelines, and nothing we quote or talk about is not backed by medical science, okay? So Lowell Monster, hello. So lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month, just rapid, safe weight loss with non-diet miracle proven in 10 published peer-reviewed human trial studies. Well, hello, Betty Boop. Wow, that's a good name, 777. Lisa Goodwin. So again, you can see his weight loss if you're coming on right now. He lost 40 pounds in a month. I mean, you can lose, the least people losing on this is about 20 pounds in a month, about 5 pounds a week. And people that lost even more than 40 pounds in just a month. I know it sounds crazy, but that's exactly why this is so different, why it's not a diet, and why you're going to learn today why traditional diets, there's 3 or 4 major reasons now why normal diets don't work. They never did, to be quite honest with you. We're looking at right now a projection in 4 years that 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in about 4 years. So hello, Wendy. Hello, Rob. Hello, everybody. So again, lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month. That's not outrageous, and it's back. It's actually published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. This is a new protocol. It took over 40 years of research, and there's no products to buy. This is based on food and a completely new way of eating developed by the top weight loss researchers in the entire world. And you all can benefit from this. But I'd love for anybody to put in the chat, if you could lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month, how excited would you be about that? I'm sure that most of you, the people that are scrolling through here, probably think that this is fake, it's photoshopped. Hello, Casey, Miranda, how are you? Ivy, hello, Light Beauty Flower. Hello, everybody. Hello, people coming on. So again, imagine losing 20 to 40 pounds in a month, not because he's a man. I'll show you some women where their weight loss is unbelievable. This is not a diet. It's not based on counting calories, and it's completely revolutionary and it's new. It was developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world for over 40 years, 100 studies, they finally figured it out. It's based on new food groups and a completely different way of eating. It's not a diet. As a matter of fact, 5 days a week, you're going to eat 4 times a day, and 2 days a week, you're going to eat 8 times a day. So, I mean, it's very easy to follow, and it's so dramatic, and it's backed, like I keep saying, it's backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. So how many of you would give anything to lose 5 pounds or more a week? So let's take a look at some of the women here. Let's take a look at Kristen. She lost 21.2 pounds, 38.75 inches in just 30 days with no exercise at all. Are you all interested? But how long term can you be on this diet? Okay, Casey Miranda, the picture's 8 or 9 years old. It's not a diet. So Casey Miranda, get that out of your mind. It is not a diet, okay? I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. The thing is now, the peer-reviewed human trial studies, they took about 13 years in order to come out in the public. So even though I had done this, there was no real medical proof behind it. It was anecdotal evidence. Well, now we have the medical proof. So the key to this is maintenance. The key is we're going to get the weight off you very fast and then show you how to keep it off. So for example, if we look at Julie here, look at this one, Miranda. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. My friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. She's kept it off now for 8 or 9 years. This is not a diet. It doesn't work anything like a diet. There's no counting calories. And also, no one was allowed to exercise, Miranda, at all. Not that the research was against exercise, but they wanted to eliminate exercise as an outlier. Now, Miranda and everybody else, you can see right above her head, visit the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website where you all can go and see the medical proof. There's no hyperbole. See, first of all, we now know medically why diets just can't possibly work. I'm going to go into those reasons in just a moment. But I'm also going to show you exactly what they did. There are no products to buy. This is not lotions, potions, pills, capsules, elixirs, nothing like that. These are food groups and a completely different way of consuming food that's producing results that no one's ever seen on planet Earth. Casey, I'm 45 pounds down. On this protocol? On a protocol? Oh, I'm generally interested. Okay, so I get it, Miranda, but I'm confused. I'm 45 pounds down. Can you explain that to me? If you're already, no, read above. This is better to lose. Oh, okay, but why is it better to lose? Okay, because 95% of people that can lose weight as quickly as possible, if you lose weight quickly, there's a 95% chance you'll keep it off for the rest of your life. However, it's got to be the right kind of weight, because the problem, Miranda, on every diet, and this is the medical proof, 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet is your lean muscle mass. When you lose lean muscle mass, you slow down your metabolism. And you don't recover when you come off the diet and all of a sudden your metabolism goes back up. If you want to see a horrible story, go watch the Biggest Loser documentary on Netflix. Those poor people who lost, some of them 200 pounds, they've gained back 250. They ruined their metabolism. A diet is ruining people's metabolism. Listen, right now the projection is in 4 years, Miranda, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese, according to Johns Hopkins Medical School. Does anyone in their right mind really think that diets are working with that going on? And the major reasons why diets possibly can't work are pretty amazing. Number one, calorie counting. Because you have to understand, Miranda, a calorie is not a real thing. It's just a measurement. Your body has no idea what calories are. Number two, the food that we're consuming in North America, even if it's organic, is becoming more and more nutritionally insufficient. That's why you'll learn that these researchers, 70% of which you would consume on this, doesn't come from North America. It comes from these exotic locations in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand that represent huge amounts of nutrition, but in smaller amounts of food. Now, the third thing why diets don't work, this may shock you, is it has to do with gut health. It has to do with our gut. Poor gut health can paradoxically lead to both weight gain and a state of hidden starvation through what's called malabsorption, where the body fails to properly absorb nutrients despite adequate food intake. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Because the food available to us, even if we go to Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, where I buy my food, it's still nutritionally insufficient, right? Now you're putting food in your body that already has less nutrition, and then you're fighting with your gut, which is called malabsorption. It's a fancy term meaning that the nutrients that you are ingesting are not being absorbed 100%. So now you have a double-edged sword. So even though you're eating adequately, that's why people are always hungry, always hungry. They're hungry for nutrition. And the researchers prove this. But look at the results. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months and she's never looked back. So lift weight 4 times a week, but I'm blue zone. Yes, some of these nutrients definitely come from the blue zones, no question. Miranda, sounds like you're very educated. But Miranda, here's what I'm saying to you. No one has ever seen anything like this. And again, losing weight slowly, okay, that doesn't work. Again, the faster you can lose weight, as long as you don't lose lean muscle mass, there's a 95% chance you're going to keep it off for the rest of your life. Look around, go to the gym, look at the people on the stair. I have a trainer, I go a couple times a week and I see the same people on the Stairmaster, on the sweating. They don't lose an ounce. Again, diets are finished. They're over. Listen, even I've got Miranda. Here's Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. We've been taught that losing weight is a matter of simple math. Cut calories 3,500, you lose about a pound. But as it turned out, experts are learning this decades-old strategy is totally misguided. That's Harvard Medical School saying stop counting calories. This whole thing is crazy. That's what these researchers figured out. So let's talk about what did she do. Now, Miranda, I'm not clear. How much do you want to lose when you say you're 45 pounds? You mean you've already lost 45 pounds by going to the gym, et cetera? And I'd like to know how long has it taken you? But while I'm waiting to get that answer, for everybody else that wants to know, how in the world is this possible? This is with no exercise. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise, not because the researchers were against exercise, but because if they would have put exercise in here, and then you say, oh, of course it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. No one was allowed to exercise. I mean, look at this, 35 pounds in 37 days, but look at the change in her body shape. Look at that, with no exercise. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise. Now, of course you can exercise, but that's a whole different thing. And you notice there it says free coaching. It's not a joke. You get coached for free. We offer you a free website. It's a medical website where we won't even, if you go there, we won't even contact you. Why would we need to contact you when that's the medical proof? You get to decide if you like the medical proof, then you can scroll down and you get a free coach. And then you can talk about exercise and other things as far as that's concerned. We have nothing for sale. You buy nothing from us, nothing from the researchers. You're going to buy part of your food from your grocery store. You're actually going to get a grocery list. I'll explain that in a moment. And the 70% comes from these, let's call them blue zones around the world. They're not all blue zones, but a lot of the nutrients come from those areas, right? So what the researchers did, they had done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people, Miranda and everybody else, and they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. I don't care if it was going to the gym, lifting weights, running, whatever it was, it never worked long term. And they said the reason for that was everything is focused on, and I'm sure your trainers are telling you, let's create a calorie deficit. Nonsense, total bull, okay? That's just crap. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. Why a trainer would be telling you to count calories, they just don't know, that's all. So the researchers said what we need to do is this. We're going to come up with a program, no calorie counting. We're going to create serving sizes, but we're going to pick the foods for you, Miranda, that you would take to your grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of giving you calorie counts, they give you serving sizes, okay? But only 30% of what you would buy, you buy from your grocery store. So whatever you spent last month, figure 30% of that you spend at the grocery store. The other 70% you buy directly from these researchers who had gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and yes, some of those blue zones, and brought back nutrients that have huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller amounts of food. So now they had what you would eat, Miranda. Now, what they did, they then created a new way of eating. It's a registered trademark by the U.S. Patent Office. Miranda, you can look it up. It's called protein pacing. Let me explain it to you. So 5 days a week, she was having 4 meals a day. She started with the world's most perfect food for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store, a third meal from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meals, right? So 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, Amanda. Now you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're literally eating every hour and a half to 2 hours over the course of 8 hours. Now, before you get the diabetics on this, by the way, there are no insulin spikes. See, your body it doesn't know what calories are. It doesn't care about a damn calorie. The only thing your body can possibly care about when we get hungry is nutrition. That's what these researchers figured out and proved it. My God, Miranda, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world now. This is irrefutable evidence. It's not an opinion. It's not a scientific paper. These are peer-reviewed human trial studies that started almost 13 years ago. Now, what else did they do? What did they find? They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, liver enzymes, body composition, the most comprehensive weight loss research that's ever been done on planet Earth. Now, here's what they did. They found that in a month's time, through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, this was removing chemicals from the body. Look at her stomach. Let me get out of the way. Look at her stomach on day 1 and look at her stomach on day 30. I mean, that's with no exercise. None. 0. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. You think any diet is doing this? It's not a diet. But what else did they find? For the first time ever, inflammation, which plagues all of us. I don't care what your age is. It came down 25% in 30 days. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down dramatically. But Amanda, also, hunger came down 40% in 30 days. And she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. You notice the last important part of this is the weight loss. For us, that's a given. That's a default. You're going to lose the weight. Amanda, imagine losing 5 pounds a week. That's without any exercise. And of course you can exercise. Does that make sense, Amanda? Give me a yes if that makes sense. And understand, look, I don't want any of you, including you, Amanda, to believe me. Go to the New Health Conversation. I'm sorry, I called you Amanda. I didn't mean it. That's my niece, Amanda. It's Miranda. Sorry, Miranda. I apologize. I hate mispronouncing people's names, okay? So Miranda, does that make sense? Thanks for sending me a rose. I really appreciate it. The rest of you can tap on the screen. Listen, let's change the world. I'm sick and tired of you going to these influencers that don't have one shred of medical evidence. They want to charge you for recipes. What? I mean, come on, really? Do you understand in 4 years, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight and obese? If any of these diet schemes worked, they'd have $1 trillion company. How come we keep adding more and more and more and more and more diets every year? And yet we end up worse off than we were. From 1995 to 2025, the obesity rates in this country have doubled. Does that sound to you like time-restricted eating or keto or paleo or Mediterranean or count your abs or workouts are working? They're not. It's a disaster. These aren't even my words. Johns Hopkins Medical School. Study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese. That's you, all of you. That's you. Maybe you'll be part of the 14% that aren't obese or overweight, but 50% of the 86% are going to be pre-diabetic. You think our healthcare system is bad now? Wait. When are we going to wake up? When are you going to stop listening to people that give you no scientific evidence? Chatter, PhDs and medical doctors and chiropractors, with all due respect, and dietitians and nutritionists and weight loss coaches and health coaches. They're giving you opinions, including your trainers, with all due respect. They're telling you calorie deficit. I know it because I get tremendous pushback on my podcast from fitness trainers all the time. Oh, you're full of it. It's about calorie reduction. No, it's not. It's just nonsense. Your body has no idea what a calorie even is. So why in the hell would you be counting calories? Am I making sense, everybody? Okay, so essential. Go see right above our head there in blue, the new health conversation. Can you see that? Essential, Florida. Oh, you must be in Florida. Great place. But anyway, can you see it? You go to that. Okay, I'll show everybody. You can go to, you go to Google, type in the new health conversation. Okay, I'm going to show you how simple this is, right? And that's the name of the movement. So there it is, the new health conversation. It'll take you right to the website. There's nothing on there to buy, and we will not contact you if you go there. Only thing there is a medical proof, like number one, is an exclusive podcast with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world, not me. The number one, they're the ones that put this together. Number three, you actually get to go and see the peer-reviewed medical journal published studies. This is not a scientific paper. As high as you can go in medical investigation is a peer-reviewed human trial study published in a big medical journal. This is going to change the world. It could change your world. I mean, come on, everybody. How many would be excited about, on average, losing 5 pounds a week? Now, just so you think it's not a shortfall, look at my friend's daughter. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. Do the math. She lost 5 pounds a week for 3 straight months. So it's not some aberration. And then you look at a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. But look at his blood work. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides 242 to 124 in 30 days with no exercise. Look at his stomach with no exercise. Are you kidding me? I understand pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. Well, look at her. Look at my friend's daughter. How about 60 pounds in 3 months? How much would that? Now, Psalms, even if it was 40 pounds. So Psalms, be honest. If you're on a diet, 50 pounds, how long would you give yourself to lose 50 pounds? I'd love for you to know. Come on, everybody, let's interact. This is live. I'm a very nice person. Let me give you my background so you don't think I'm just some person up here yakking. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I wrote 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I appeared 20 times on public broadcasting, 1,500 live lectures around the world in hospitals, universities, and I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, the largest autism conference in the world. So I have a little bit of background, but I'm going to be honest with you. For 22 of my 23 years, or 21 years anyway, in the medical world, all of this before and after stuff meant zero. No one cared. I would challenge any of you. Show me anybody that you're following that has one shred of medical evidence. Who you're following that's showing you any medical evidence. I keep going on, Dr. So-and-so did it, then I look it up and he's not an MD, he's a PhD. Nothing wrong with that. PhDs are great. But don't pretend you're an MD. I mean, the people that on my podcast would tell me, oh, he's an MD, and then he's got all these published studies on on calories in, calories out. Total nonsense. He doesn't have any studies at all. This is the difference. This is, for example, the Obesity Journal, one of the premier weight loss journal in the world. These results were published in late 2024. It was the #1 downloaded medical research on weight loss in the entire world. You all have it. You could change your lives starting in about 4 or 5 days. Most people on this, you'll lose as much weight in 4 days as in a month of any diet safely. Lose no water weight and gain 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. Yeah, I get really excited for all of you. I'm sick of the nonsense. I'm sick and tired. I'm mad as hell and I can't take it anymore. All the crap we're hearing. I mean, look, even Medicare. Listen, let me read this to you. Medicare, about diets that you're all on. Listen, Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment of obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. That's what you're doing to yourselves. 2/3 are going to weigh more than when you started. Diets are miserable failures. They're done, they're finished, they can't possibly work, and they don't work. Look around America. Go to the mall. If you're still lucky enough for Labor Day weekend in the United States, go to the beach. Look at America. You think diets are working? Do you really think diets are working? You're kidding yourselves. And I'm not arguing. You probably are losing weight on these diets, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. But you're 25 to 40% of what you're losing is your lean muscle mass. That's one of the big challenges with the shots, and I'm not even against the shots, but let me read the medical proof. Here's the New England Journal of Medicine. You all can look it up. It's in the public domain on once weekly semaglutide in adults overweight or obese. It's one of the GLP-1s. I'm just going to read from the medical study. It's published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the number 1 or 2 medical journal in the world, not an opinion by mine. 68 weeks. This was a 68-week study. The weight loss after 68 weeks was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. Wake up, America. Wake up, world. This podcast is going all over the world. Listen, we need to band together. We got to stop this. I mean, the researchers are saying the greatest threat to mankind in the history of man since the dawn of time is obesity. You got 1 billion people now worldwide clinically obese. Not just 2.5 billion overweight, and 1 billion of those are clinically obese. Does that sound to you like diets are working? Do you see what's happening to all of you? And yet, what are you doing? You're doing paleo or keto or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating or fasting or Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers. None of it works. It's all nonsense. You'll lose weight until you don't. Like I said before, you want to get shocked, go watch the documentary, The Biggest Loser, on Netflix. It'll make you sick to your stomach. Those poor people are ruined for life. Some of them lost 200 pounds and gained 250 back. They've wrecked their metabolism. You're doing the same thing on any of these diets. So what should we do? Okay, well, I'm going to explain it to you right now. So first of all, there are no products to buy. Let's start with that, okay? My 6 wives to lose weight. Give me your give me your mail. My PA will contact you. Student Bound and me. What are they taking this? Okay, let me explain it to all of you. So any of you asking about this, do you see right above her head there in blue, visit the New Health Conversation? I want you all to understand that first. So and then I promise I'm going to go through exactly what they did. So go to Google, everyone, and type in the New Health Conversation. Do you see it there, the New Health Conversation? It'll take you to our website. See it there, the New Health Conversation. When you go there, we're not going to contact you. So don't think you're going there and you're going to get a sales pitch. What's there is the medical proof backing up everything that I'm telling you, okay? Once you go there, if you like what you see, then you scroll down, then you get a free coach. So Bound in Me, or Student Anamitham, or I'm Dubai King, I want my 6 wives to lose weight. We'll give you 100 US per hour. We will take care of your expenses in Dubai. Well, that's a really nice offer. I'm not sure it's real. I mean, maybe you're not a bot. But listen, do yourself a favor first. Don't believe me, okay, everybody? Please go to the website. Go to the website. Look at the medical proof. Then request a free coach because we need to teach you about this. You've never done anything like it before. So let's talk about how they did do this, okay? So everybody pay attention. The first thing that now these are the top rated, okay, Student Anamitham. They're the top rated weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, the top people. They've done 100 studies over 40 years and found no diet ever worked long term, ever. So what they were able to do was they said, we're going to do something different. So here's what they did. Number one, no calorie counting. No, zero, no calorie counting. They put together a food list that you would get. 30% of what you'd buy from your grocery store. Got it? And you'd get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. And instead of giving you calorie counts, they give you serving sizes. So if it's protein, how many ounces? If it's vegetables, a third or a half a cup. Is this making sense to everybody? Put a yes in there. But only 30% of what you would buy or consume would come from your local grocery stores. Here's the key to it. The other 70% of what you would consume and buy doesn't come from us. It doesn't come from the researchers. It comes directly from these other researchers who had gone around the world to places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find huge amounts of nutrition in food, but smaller quantities. You got it? So 30% from the grocery store, 70%, and a lot of these nutrients come from these blue zones where people live and be 100 years old. I want to put that in my body. I don't know about you. Then they invented a new way of eating, and they got a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. You got it? Yeah, of a new way of eating called protein pacing. So what was that like? Until you lose the weight, 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these, what they call the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint, from around the world, these nutrients. Lunch from the grocery store list that you would get, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner from from the world's most perfect meal. You got that, everybody? 5 days a week, you're eating 4 times a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these world's most perfect meals. But this time you eat 8 times a day. You're eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. Then what they did, the most comprehensive weight loss research ever done. They didn't just look at the number on the scale. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did liver enzymes. Here's what they found in a month's time. Number one, the main thing about this and why it's so effective, it's a detox. And I don't care where you live in the world, even if you're in Dubai and Kansas and England, we're breathing, drinking, eating the chemicals that are just part of our world. And as they enter our body, the body takes that chemical and stuffs it inside our fat cell. You know I'm right because most of you complain to us not just about how much weight you've gained, but how much fat you have in your body. Look at her waist, everybody, on day 1. Look at her waist on day 30. That's with no exercise. Why? Because she detoxed. The number one reason to do this is detox. You're going to see weight loss is way down the line. Number 2, this lowered inflammation. No diet's ever touched inflammation. Inflammation has come down 25% in 30 days. And here's the other part, maintenance. I lost 40 pounds or 20 kilos in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. And then you look at Julie here, 35 pounds in 37 days. And then my friend April, the daughter of a friend of mine, 60 pounds or 30 kilos in 3 months, and she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. So if you want your wives to get thinner, this is the way to do it. But the thing you have to understand in all of these, they measured. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle, and no one was allowed to exercise because the researchers didn't want exercise to be part of this. Now let's look at an older gentleman, 65 years old. Wait till you see this. 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. But look at his blood work. A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides 242 to 124 in 30 days. You think any diets ever produced anything like this? He's not the only one. Then let's look at Andy here. 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. I mean, this is crazy, but it's real. It's not Photoshop. If you think it's Photoshopped, you're on the wrong podcast. Then go follow these other people that have given you nothing but air, no facts, no scientific proof. Oh, we're going to give you some recipes and you're going to lose weight. Really? What a bunch of nonsense. This is real science. Are you serious about losing weight and getting healthy? This is not a weight loss program. It's a health system. Every health marker improved dramatically just in 30 days. And people have kept it off for 8 or 9 or 10 years. So does that make sense to everybody? So imagine she lost 5 pounds a week. She only had 30 pounds to lose. So she lost 70% of her weight goal in a month. Most women on this lose a whole dress size in the first 7 days with no exercise. Men, you lose 2 to 4 inches off your waist in a week with no exercise. I know I went from a 42 to a 34-inch waist in 14 days 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. This is not a diet. This is a detox that we all need to be detoxing. Now, whether you believe it or not, we're storing chemicals inside our bodies. You believe that? Don't you? Go Google microplastics in our brain. 2 months ago, or 3 now, I guess it is, they came out with a big study. We're finding microplastics in our brain and in our coronary arteries. Well, what else do we find in our body? Herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon. Around the world, these chemicals. Your body doesn't have a choice. When the chemical comes in, the immune system can't deal with a herbicide or a pesticide. What does it do? Stuffs it in your fat cells. That's why you complain you all have so much fat on your body in relationship to how much weight you've gained. No diet could ever touch this, not even question. Ozempic, Luca, I'm going to tell you about Ozempic right now, okay? Hold on, give me 1 second. So let's see, students, we give you 100, no, we take care of it. Funny how you never tell. George, what are you talking about, George? I just told you, you get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other foods are these, well then go do whatever you want to do. You get free coaching. How much more can we do? You don't buy anything from us. You get these other foods. They're not even these nutrients from around the world, George. So, hello? Andy looking like a snack. Andy looking like a snack. Don't get that. I wish the women behind you would detox my nose and those armpits. Oh, well, I don't know. When you make silly statements like that, that's crazy. So on Ozempic, let's talk about the New England Journal of Medicine. You all can go look at this study. It was a 68-week study. That's a year and 4 months on semaglutide, which is a sister to Ozempic, okay? I'm going to read from the medical report, just so you know who's asking me that. Luca. After 68 weeks on semaglutide, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was their lean muscle mass. So it took them 68 weeks to lose 32 pounds, Luca. She lost 21 pounds in a month. We're not against the shots, by the way. They're helping diabetics, or diabetics really need the medication, and people that are morbidly obese. But as far as compared to this, you be the judge. You decide whatever you want to do. Do you all understand that diets just don't work? Let me give you more evidence for all of you. This is the Journal of the American Medical Association, a 12-month study titled Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs in Overweight and Obese Adults. They looked at 48 different studies, 7,286 people. And they named all the major diets: keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, fasting, Cornish zone, lose weight for your blood type, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, on and on and on. What did they find? They found that in a year's time, on some of these diets, the most people lost in a year was 11 pounds. That's not even a pound a month. And the most amount of weight loss anybody lost in a year was 16 pounds. And like 25 to 40% of the weight loss on all these studies was lean muscle mass. It's not up for debate, all of you. You're just kidding yourself if you think that you're losing lean. I know you're going to the gym and you're doing resistance training. That's actually worse. Because the only thing your body can care about is, it doesn't care about calories. It doesn't care about any of that nonsense. You know, and they'll tell you, oh, well, you're burning fat in the gym. No, you're not. That's a total lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells. You die with a certain number of fat cells, and they can expand or contract over your lifetime. Go look it up. Wake up. I'd love for anybody to put in the chat. I'm open to discussion. Tell me a diet you think works. With 2.5 billion people worldwide overweight and 1 billion people clinically obese, United States in 4 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese, and yet you keep following these influences. How come, if any of these other people had anything that worked, why don't they have the results published in these big medical journals? You know why? Because the claims they're making, and their claims are what's called unsubstantiated, I mean they're not proven. When you get published in a peer-reviewed human trial study, this is not my research, by the way. It's what's called irrefutable medical evidence. Like no drug ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study. Thank God. And even then they make some mistakes. I get it. But at least we have this safeguard. But you're going on these diets with nothing behind it except a nice face, a smile. They seem like nice people. And they're telling you, well, let's do time-restricted eating where you fast for 16 hours and you eat for 8 and you're going to lose 20 pounds in a month and most of it's fat. Right away, that's a lie. There's no such thing as losing fat. The only way you can get rid of fat is through liposuction and through surgery. When are you going to wake up, everybody? And yet there's a free website you can go to and see the medical proof. Don't believe me. I get really excited. I realize that. Don't believe me. But these are the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, rated #1. They're the ones that created this. And you can see the medical proof. And if you go to that website, we won't even contact you. What am I missing here, everybody? What am I missing? I don't know what I'm missing. Maybe whatever I'm missing, I guess I'm missing. So I don't know what to tell you. So who else would like to ask me a question? So I answered the question on Ozempic. So who else? But all of you, whether it's if student, if you're still there, again, please go to the website. That's all I can tell you. I mean, we're not here to convince you or sell you. I'm here to educate you and make you aware. Go ahead and think you're going to go on a diet. You watch, you wait and see that I'm not right. I am right. But here's another big study, why you shouldn't count calories. This is in my opinion. Listen to what they said. Truth is, calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, two-thirds of people who count or restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. They went on to say, counting calories increases chronic psychological stress and cortisol production, two factors that are known to cause weight gain. Now, to back that up, a brand new study just came out this last week. Low-calorie diets lead to depression. Hello? What the hell? Have you ever been happy on a diet, any of you? This is crazy because your brain senses you're in starvation mode nutritionally. I promise you on any diet, 25 to 40% of what you're losing is your lean muscle mass. Now, if you think that's good, obviously I would hope you wouldn't think that's good. Somebody has to be your advocate. Somebody has to stand up for all of you and stop this madness, because it's madness. Diets can't work. They're based on there's 3 or 4 reasons why they'll never work. Number one, you're counting calories. What? Your body has no idea what a calorie is. Do any of you know what a calorie is? Please put it in the chat if you know what a calorie is. I've been doing this. I've done over 1,000 podcasts in the last year. I do about 3 or 4 days, 7 days a week. You do the math. I've had 12 people give me the definition of a calorie, and yet you're all counting calories. Why? Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It doesn't count calories. Well, what are you doing? And they're up there, well, let's see, buy our program, and you're going to lose 20 pounds in a month, and most of it's fat. And you're going to buy recipes? Really? You can do whatever the hell you want. We have nothing to sell you. We're scientists. We're giving you the medical knowledge. We got coached. This saved my life. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years when there was no medical proof. But I didn't care because all I knew is I lost 40 pounds and I've kept it off for all that period of time. Now we have the medical proof. Because for 22 of my 23 years, nobody in the medical field would even take a look at this. If anything, they said, oh my God, it's unhealthy to lose that much weight on a diet. Yeah, on a diet. No diet would ever produce these kind. This is the least amount of people losing 5 pounds a week, the least. And we got kids as young as 2 doing this. We have a lady 91. We have people with no thyroids, a guy with a heart transplant, kidney transplant, people with no gallbladders, and we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions. Don't hear me say that. All we're doing is sharing with you what they proved. And it's published in these huge medical journals. One of them is published in what's called Nature Communications, and it had nothing to do with the weight loss. It had to do with your gut microbiome, your stomach, your immune system, your gut, which is the second leading factor why diets can't work. Let me read to you. Poor gut health can paradoxically lead to both weight gain and a state of hidden starvation through malabsorption, where the body fails to properly absorb nutrients despite adequate food intake. Let's talk about that for a moment. Our food generally now is becoming almost nutritionally bankrupt. I don't care where you buy it, organic, whatever it is, right? The problem with that, so now you go to Whole Foods or wherever you go and you get this food with, you think you have these high levels of nutrients. Number one, the nutrients are way down. Now you put it in a body where your gut is messed up. It can't absorb all of it. So it's a double whammy. Your hunger comes from lack of nutrients. Your hunger comes from lack of nutrition, not from lack of calories, okay? Number 3, so the first reason is you're counting calories, which the body doesn't care about. The second reason is our food is becoming almost nutritionally bankrupt. The third reason is your gut health. And fourth, there's no medical proof to show you that any of these diets up until now, and this is not a diet, you can keep weight off. So all of those factors play a huge, huge factor in why 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese in just 4 years. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep following these influences that are giving you opinions, including medical doctors? Do you know the average doctor takes about 10 hours of nutrition in medical school, and 72% of them admit they don't know how to tell their patients how to lose weight? Why would they? They're not trained in that. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep pretending that your diet, keep doing it, counting calories? What are you going to do when you gain all the weight back? You're going to, hey, that crazy researcher, he was right. I'm not trying to be right, because we don't have anything to sell you. This is a crisis, for crying out loud, a crisis. And so let's see, what's this in? What detox do I give you? Okay, what type of diet or method? Zane, okay. I'm going to explain to you now, again, how this works. First, it was invented not by me. I had nothing to do with it, okay? I am a nutritional researcher, 23 years, 4 best-selling books, 20 shows on public broadcasting, and over 1,500 live lectures in universities and hospitals around the world that even flew me to China. Okay, let's start with that, but I didn't invent this. It was invented by who are ranked, they're ranked as the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, okay? And you can see the medical proof above our heads. Visit the New Health Conversation, not right now, but when I'm done, you can go there and see the medical proof, and we won't even contact you. But if you do like what you see, you can scroll down and see free coaching. The coaching's free the whole time. So let's talk about what they would coach you on. So the researchers said after 40 years, 100 studies, no diet ever worked long term. As a matter of fact, 2/3 of everybody they studied gained back more weight than they lost. The primary reason was that every diet was focusing on calorie counting. Well, the problem with that is your body has no idea what a calorie is, and it doesn't count calories. Why you're counting calories is I didn't know either, so don't feel bad. So the researchers said, the only thing that matters, the reason you're alive is because of 3 things: air, water, and nutrition. You got it? So what they did, they said, we're gonna create food groups that are based on one principle: high levels of nutrition. So they put a food list together that she got and you'd actually take it to your grocery store. Whatever you bought or spent last month, figure 30% of those dollars or 30% of the amount you'd buy from your grocery store. You get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Free, you get the list from our coaches. No gimmicks, okay? Only 30%, and no calorie counting. They give you serving sizes. So if it's a protein, it's how many ounces. If it's vegetables, is it a third or a half a cup? It's all laid out. You don't have to guess about anything. The other 70%, here's why this worked. These researchers found other researchers who'd gone around the world for 20 years to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, where they found foods with huge amounts of nutrition, including in these blue zones where people are living to be 100 years old. I want to put that stuff in my body. So now they had the 2 food groups, right? 30% from your local grocery store, organic, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, and 70% from these exotic foods, what the researchers called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. There's so much nutrition in these foods, especially the ones coming from the blue zones, that the researchers said unless you're on a doctor's prescription for iron levels or calcium, you need no other supplements. Okay, got it? So now they had these elements, and then, believe it or not, they invented a new way of eating. Listen to me carefully, everybody, called protein pacing. It's so advanced, the U.S. Patent Office gave them a registered trademark of this new way of eating, where 5 days a week she had 4 meals a day. She started with the world's most perfect meal for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal from the world's most perfect meal. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic or the world's most perfect meals. But this time you would eat 8 times a day. You're eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. Diabetics on this, there are no insulin spikes. This was the most comprehensive medical research ever done on weight loss and health. Now, how can I say that? Because here's what they did. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, liver enzymes, massive batteries of tests. What they found first and foremost about this, it is a detox. It is not a diet. They proved it. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving this was helping the body remove chemicals like herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and plastics from the body, okay? Number 2 reason to do this, for the first time ever, inflammation came down 25% in a month. You all suffer from inflammation, whether you realize it or not, right? 3rd, maintenance. She's kept the weight off for 8 or 9 years. Everybody I'm showing you here has kept the weight off for 8 or 9 years. She also lost no water weight, and no one, they actually wear Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise. How many of you would be thrilled to lose? She lost 5 pounds a week. You all know you struggle to lose a half a pound. You lose a pound a week and you're all celebrating. That's nonsense. That's the problem. Diet. And what kind of weight did you lose? 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any of these diets, proven medically, is your lean muscle mass, which slows your metabolism down. That's why you're going to gain all the weight back and more. And the other thing it's doing to you by using muscle for fuel, it slows down your own immune system. So you're literally making yourself unhealthy. We're coming into flu season now. You want to reduce the effectiveness of your immune system? Go on your damn diets. This is science. It's not an opinion on my part. I have nothing to sell you. You can't buy anything from me. You're either buying from your grocery store or from these other researchers. Oh, by the way, the 70% of what you buy from the researchers in the first month, let's say it doesn't work, they give you all your money back. It's 100% money back guarantee. We have nothing to do with that. Now, nothing's 100%, of course, but do you think she wants a refund after losing 21? She only had 30 pounds to lose. Hell, she lost 21 pounds in a month. That's 70% of what she wanted to lose. But she's not the only one. Look at Julie, everybody. 35 pounds in 37 days. Look at the change in her body composition, everybody. Sam, I just went over that. Did you hear me go over that for you? How do I lose weight? I just went over it. And then my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. 60 pounds in 3 months with no exercise. Look at her face, arms, look at her body. And then this 65-year-old man, look at this, everybody. 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. Look at his blood work. It's A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides, 242 to 124. That's in 30 days with no exercise. He lost no water weight. Look at his stomach. You think we photoshopped that? If you do, you're on the wrong podcast. Go follow these influencers. I'm giving you one shred of medical evidence. This is all published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. No other person on social media has one shred of medical evidence what they're claiming. I mean, they don't. It's just, can anybody tell me someone you're following who has peer-reviewed human trial medical studies? Who would it be? I'm open. I can't know everything. I look at a lot of them on social media. It's all nonsense. They're all telling you calories in, calories out is the word. It's just so stupid. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. Do you know what a calorie is, any of you? Why are you counting calories? Talk about diet and exercise? Go watch the Netflix special, all of you. The Biggest Loser. It'll shock you. Those people were on like 600 calories a day. They were working out 6 or 8 hours a day. Some of them lost 200 pounds. They've gained back 250. They ruined their immune system. Their immune system, but they ruined their metabolisms. It's not my opinion. Go watch it yourself. That's the diet you're on. They're doomed to failure. My God, yes. I mean, here's another big study, the science behind why diets don't work. This is not my opinion. Listen to what these researchers said. Our researchers found, despite all the ads that say otherwise, it's very rare for people to lose weight and keep it off for good. Not only that, 2/3 of people who diet regain more weight than they originally lost, ending up at a higher weight than where they started. In a review of more than 30 long-term studies showing that going on a diet actually causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. What in the hell are you all doing? This is the medical research, for crying out loud. It's not my opinion. It's not going to change my life, but it could change yours. You all can go to this website, The New Health Conversation. It's free to go there. We will not contact you if you go to that website. The only thing there is the medical proof. If you like what you see, then you scroll down and you can get a coach. It's free coaching. It's not a gimmick. Like, how much is the coaching? $0. You're buying no food from us. We got coached. And people are volunteering. We got medical doctors and PAs, physician assistants, and RNs and nutritionists, and because they realize what they're doing is not working. Like I repeated several times now, Johns Hopkins Medical School says, I have it right here. I'll read from the, oh, here it is. Sorry. Here it is. Johns Hopkins Medical School study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years. What are you all doing? Why are you doing it? Because you don't know what else to do. That's why. It's not that you're not smart. Of course not. The shots. Someone asked me before about Ozempic. Well, let's look at the medical results. Let's look at the real, this is the New England Journal of Medicine. I have the study right here. See, the cool thing is this is all in the public domain. You can go and look at it. It's not some video on somebody's website where they made things up. I can't mess with the New England Journal of Medicine. This was a once weekly semaglutide in adults overweight or obese, 68-week study. So a year and 4 months, right? After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds. And of the 32 pounds the patients lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. You do the math. So about of the 32 pounds they lost, like 13 pounds was lean muscle mass. We're working with people in the shots. They're coming off those shots for whatever reason. They're gaining a half a pound a day. You're losing lean muscle. It slows down your metabolism. You're going to gain all the weight back, even if you try and go back to eating healthy. That's what they proved on The Biggest Loser. These people went back. They didn't all of a sudden start eating 4 pizzas a day. They gained all their weight back, and they couldn't stop it because they'd slowed down their metabolism. We're doing bad things to ourselves unknowingly. And study after study after study. Here's, to give you more evidence, let me read the researchers, what they're saying. This is just a very short paragraph. The deadly delusion of calorie counting. Abandon calories in, calories out now. This is not me saying this. This is the researchers. Calories in, calories out is a dangerous fraud. The body completely ignores calories, which are merely a lab-invented unit of energy with no corresponding biological sensor or mechanism. Instead, the body craves air, water, and nutrition to function, where hunger acts as a signal for nutrient deficiencies, not calorie deficiencies, rendering calorie tracking not just ineffective, but a harmful distraction that perpetuates obesity cycles and dieting failures. Are you going to buck that trend? Do you know more than these top researchers in the world? I don't. I'm relying on them. They did the research. These diets are just disasters. As a matter of fact, here's grand myth of traditional diets. In this study, they named what they did. This is a powerful summary, shatter the diet myth. They looked at groups of diets, thousands of people. Low-fat diets, low-carb diets, keto diets, carnivore diets, macro counting, and time-restricted eating. Over 12 months, some of the diets only yielded 11 pounds in a year. That's less than a pound a month. The most amount of weight loss was 16 pounds in a year. And then let's expose the hoax like this time-restricted eating. The weight loss was 10 to 14 pounds in 12 months. And they said of the weight lost on any of these diets, 25 to 40% was lean muscle mass. That's what you're doing to yourselves, and you don't even know it unknowingly. And most of you are going to go back to keto, paleo, listening to these influences. Some of you are buying recipes. Let the buyer beware, I guess. That's ridiculous. Do you understand if any of this worked, they'd have $1 trillion company? Do you understand that? I mean, we've got 2.5 billion people worldwide overweight. We got somebody on earlier in Dubai. It's all over the world because my podcast goes all over the world. Your best friend, as a matter of fact, it's wonderful for the kidney because the protein, 91% of the protein that's used in this is gone. They'll explain it to you. So let them explain it to you, okay? So Psalms, hello. Psalm, did you not hear me walk through how they did it? I'm happy to do it for you again. I went completely through it. That this is not a diet. It's not about you counting calories. It's about getting the researchers who created it are the top weight loss researchers in the world. I thought you were on. Maybe I'm mistaken. How do I lose weight, please? How do you gain from all of this? Is not a money grab. Well, how would it be a money grab when we have nothing to sell you? There's nothing to buy from us, number one. Number two, 30% of what you're going to buy is from your grocery store, so unless you think they're cheating you. 70% you're buying directly from the researchers who give you a 100% money back guarantee in the first 30 days. Does that sound like a money grab to you? You can think whatever you want to think and do whatever you want to do, and you'll be part of the group that's going to, find out that we're in an apocalypse, that 86% of you are going to gain more weight than you lost. It comes with a 100% money back guarantee. Are you kidding me? Does that sound like a money grab? We don't sell you any. You don't buy anything from us. We don't have any products. There is no product to buy. It's food. So Psalms, let me explain it to you. So what the researchers did for all of you, including my good friend here, Dork Nation 4, the researchers had done 100 studies over 40 years and are rated the number one weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, the number one people. They have no products to sell. They're scientists. And after 40 years and 100 studies, they proved to themselves that no diet worked. There had to be a different way. So what they concluded was simple. Stop counting calories altogether and concentrate on the nutrition in the foods that they would select for all of us. So they put a grocery list together for her that she took to her grocery store. Hardly a money grab when you're buying, here's your grocery list for free. Go buy proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You're buying nothing from us, okay? The other 70% of what she bought came from these other researchers, not us, not the people who created this. These other researchers had gone around the world for 20 years to places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to bring back foods with huge amounts of nutrition that you can't buy in your grocery store, even if you think you're buying organic, okay? So those were the foods that they consumed. Then the researchers put together a completely new way of eating, registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. Hardly a scam when you get a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. So 5 days a week, you would have Psalms, this is for you, 4 days a week. Let me finish, Door Nation. I'm going to explain it to you in just a moment, okay? So 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with these exotic foods from around the world. That's your breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store list, which you get from the coaches for free, okay? Dinner from the grocery store list, and then a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods. The coaches will also show you what to order and how to order directly. You buy directly from the suppliers, nothing to do with the coaches, okay? Just please understand that, right? So 5 days a week, she's having 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time she ate 8 times a day. So the diabetics on this, there were no insulin spikes. Also, they did the most extensive research on diet, nutrition, and health ever done. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, liver enzymes, inflammation, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, etc. What they found, first and foremost, this is a detox. They proved through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis this was assisting the body in removing the chemicals that you and me, Sam and Dor, who was it there? Who's asked? Oh, Dork Nation 4. We're all storing inside of our body. They proved unequivocally this was helping remove chemicals from the body. If you look at her stomach on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30, that's result of the detox. Number 2 reason to do this was for the first time ever in history, they showed this lowered inflammation, which we all suffer from, by 25% in 30 days. Number 3, this picture is 8 or 9 years old. All these people have been able to keep the weight off for 8 or 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Most women on this lose a whole dress size in a week with no exercise. Let me verify. No exercise was allowed because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. Otherwise, they say, well, she lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising, right? So the key to this is detox with this unbelievable benefit of lowering inflammation. Also, hunger went down 40% in a month. Now, let me show you some other pictures here. So Eric Lightenfelter doing things I shouldn't be doing. Oh, great, Eric, thank you very much for the... No, man, that doesn't work. I'm sorry, that's nonsense. Okay, why? What type of diet? I just explained it to all of you, Lynn. What detox? Hopefully I just explained that to all of you, right? Now, the thing that's different about this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. I didn't do the studies. They're not my studies. But this is published in things like the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers, and in Nature Communications, which is considered one of the top medical journals in the world for weight loss, obesity, etc. And the study that they did had nothing to do with weight loss. It was the title, Gut Microbiome Remodeling and Metabolic Profile Improves in Response to Protein Pacing and Intermittent Nutritional Fasting. They proved that this massively increased your gut health, and 40% of you are suffering from gut health, which is a major challenge in why you've gained weight from something called malabsorption. It's a simple term that means when you ingest food, even if they're organic, the amount that you're actually able to absorb or use is compromised. That's why you're starving all the time. You've never starved for a calorie. You're starving for nutrition. This protocol is proven it heals the gut. That's why the people had such amazing results, because now their absorption, it wasn't just that they're getting massive amounts of nutrition from these exotic foods around the world, they were able to absorb them nearly at 100%. Proven medically. None of this is my opinion. None of it. So who else? Eric, he's saying you're 100% correct, sir. Thank you so much, Eric. It's really nice. I'm used to people taking me on. Oh, you're a crook and it's bull. Look, Eric, it sounds like you're very knowledgeable. Eric, do you agree when you're talking about peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, it's irrefutable medical proof. So I can't edit. It's not like we show the studies, Eric, look, on the new health, let me show you, Eric. Let's everybody, if you're interested, type in Google, the new health conversation. It's free to go there. We will not contact you. If you go to this website, the new health conversation, type it, it'll go to the link. There's the link, and then it'll take you right to the website. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof, including number one is an exclusive podcast with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. I don't want you to believe me. That's not my job. I'm not here to make you, I'm here to make you aware. I'm not here to sell you or convince you. But the medical proof, if you like what you see, then scroll down, and what do you get, everybody? A free coach. Huh? Money grab my foot. Free coaching. There's no gimmick. There's no charge for the consultation or coaching you the whole way through. We all got coached. And people are volunteering. They're giving their time and saying, look, I'll help other people. Someone helped me. So, no, Dork Nation, you're full. No, see, that's the problem. You're not a nutritional researcher. You're going up against the top medical researchers for weight loss and nutrition in the world. You don't think they did that? Healthy. See, that's the problem. It's delusional. It's not real. Diets are miserable, miserable failures. They did 100 studies, 40 years. You don't think they did that? It shouldn't be complicated. Just eat healthy and experience. You can't eat healthy, for crying out loud. Our food in this country is almost nutritionally bankrupt. A spinach from 1957 iron levels to 2020 have decreased by 4,300%. You're kidding yourself. Do whatever you want to do. Go for it. I don't think you're a scientist. I really don't. And I didn't even do the studies, so it's not about me. These are the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. And you think your opinion is going to outweigh them after 40 years and 100 studies? Good luck. You're following these people on social media that don't have one shred of medical evidence. Eat, do organic and work out and count your calories and count your carbs. And it's all nonsense. None of it works, for crying out loud. None of it. If any of that worked, Dork, you would have $1 trillion company. Trillion. It doesn't work. How you argue in 4 years 86% of America is going to be overweight if what you're talking about worked? It doesn't work. You have food that's all but nutritionally bankrupt. So even when you're trying to eat healthy, there's no such thing anymore. They estimate that an orange from 30 years ago, today to equal the same nutrition, you need 4 to 6 oranges. You need about a dozen apples. Don't kid you. You're kidding yourselves. You're in dreamland. Just eat healthy and no, it's not working. You don't have to believe me. Go to the mall today. Go to the beach. Look at America. It's completely out of control. Yes, it does have to be that complicated, actually, but it's not that complicated. It's food, but it's different food consumed in a completely different way. Listen, these researchers did every kind of diet you could imagine. That's what led them to create this. If something had worked, they would have never invented this. If what you're talking about worked, it didn't. Psalms. You're so... So where do I go? Do you see right above her head there, Psalms, the new health conversation? Do you see that? Please give me a yes. Some people say they have trouble reading it. You go there, type it into Google, it'll take you to the website, and then you get a free coach. So let me show it to you, Psalms, or any of you. There's Google, type in the new health conversation. It's free to go there. Casey Miranda, thanks for the rose. The new health conversation. Look at it right there. Click on the link, Psalm. There's the medical proof. We will not contact you if you go there. But if you scroll down beyond this, it says free coaching. That's not a gimmick. The coaching is free. And they'll go over all your particular needs, what you want to do. Because we got kids as young as 2 doing this. We have a lady 91 years old. We have people with no thyroids. Try to do that on a diet. No thyroid. A guy with a heart transplant, kidney transplant, people with no gallbladders. Try to lose weight with all those obstacles. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions. It's just that this is nonsense. What's going on is complete and utter nonsense. Would anybody like to show me a diet, more importantly, an influencer with one shred of medical evidence? Eric, if you're still on, have you ever seen anyone with one shred of medical evidence with, well, in particular, peer-reviewed human trial studies, not a scientific paper, which don't mean a damn thing? It's so nice to have an ally every once in a while. I've spent 23 years of my life being a researcher and taking slings and arrows. And I'll be honest with you, Eric, for 22 of the 23 years, all this, I wrote 4 best-selling books. I'm not trying to impress you. I just want to, I'm not just some guy, right? I wrote 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world, did 20 shows on public broadcasting, 1,500 live lectures around the world at hospitals and universities. I was a keynote at Autism One, the largest autism conference in the world, 2 years in a row. They don't invite you there if you're some kind of con artist. These are sick kids that we helped. I'm very proud of that, by the way. I'm very proud of it. But again, we're here to help all of you. So, Sam, you understand what to do. I said yes and okay, and you understand all of you can go. Listen, it's a free medical website. Why would you all go there? It's right there in your The New Health Conversation. Do you all see it? The New Health Conversation. And my God, look at this, a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. 50, look at that. That's over 10 pounds a week. He's not the only one. Then look at Andy, 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. Look at his A1C from 7.9 to 6.2. Bad cholesterol, 120 to 59. Let's go back to Curtis. These are diabetics. His A1C went from 8.4 to 6.4. His triglycerides, 242 to 124 in 30 days with no exercise. Look at his stomach, everybody. I don't know what I can do to help all of you understand. You can change the trajectory of the rest of your life, not by counting calories, not by doing keto or paleo or meta. It's all nonsense, nonsense. Yeah, I get really emotional. See, there's something about me that I wouldn't expect any of you to know. Let me show you one other picture, and it'll be pertinent to what I'm going to share with you. This is something I'm really proud of. Look at this lady, 200 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off. 200 pounds. Where's the loose skin, everybody? There isn't any. She had no surgery. Now, the reason I'm showing you that is because of this, one of the reasons I'm so passionate. My mother was morbidly obese my whole life. That's my mom. That's not my mom, but that's kind of how she looked. I loved her. It didn't matter how big she was. And 25 years ago, she called me up one day. I'll remember it like it was yesterday. And she said, Peter, I have one really big wish in my life. I said, Mom, what's that? She said, I would give anything to spend one day thin. I said, wow, Mom, that's cool. 6 months later, massive heart attack and stroke. I hate diets. Let me be clear. I hate diets. I hate them. My mom did about every diet there was. She went to Weight Watchers for years. She'd lose 4 ounces in a week, come home, she'd have a gold star and think she did something great. I saw her lose 20, gain 25 back, lose 25, gain 30 back. At the end, before she died, she had a whole pharmacy of water pills and beta blockers and high blood pressure, again, over and over and over again. That's why I do this. My mom never got a do-over. This lady did. All these people got a do-over. You can get a do-over. I hope you never have to face anything like that. I still obviously miss my mom a ton today. But part of my inspiration comes knowing that she'd be really proud of me. Because if I can help one of you, just one of you, that is somebody's sister, cousin, mother, maybe, whatever. I know it sounds altruistic, but we don't sell you anything. We're coaching you for free. I wrote 4 books with my books, and then they're not for sale on the website. But the one thing I guess I should tell all of you is you all suffer from a condition that you don't even know called the TDOS syndrome. The T is for toxins that you're storing in your fat cells. The D is from the deficiency of nutrition, not allowing the body to detox. O for overweight, S is for stress. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. Oh, Peter Greenlaw. Oh, that's me. I did discover this medical syndrome. I'm not just some guy. I've devoted 23 years, over 2 decades, to this research for one goal: Was there ever going to be the silver bullet for weight loss and obesity? I didn't find it, but I'm bringing it to you. And fortunately, we were able to bring it to that lady right there and all these other people that we're showing you. I mean, look at this husband and wife, everybody. He lost 15 pounds. She lost 10 in the first 11 days. They went on together in 5 months. They each lost over 60 pounds, and they've kept it off for 2.5 years. And then I'll show you another person. This is pretty amazing. Where is she? Janet. She lost 100 pounds, and she's kept it off for 12 years. Well, it says she lost 13 pounds. Well, she lost 6 pounds in her waist and 3 inches in her neck in 5 days, and then 13 pounds in 11 days, and she's kept it off for 12 years. For 12 years. Look at that, everybody. Now, you can think it's photoshopped, but you're kidding yourself. You're gypping yourself. Don't let your skepticism prevent you from at least exploring. Why wouldn't you go look at the medical proof? Why wouldn't you do that, all of you? Aren't you worth it? You don't have 5 minutes or 10 minutes to go and look at the real medical proof that could change the rest of your lives? Great, Psalms, I applied. So for any of you, I'd love for some more feedback. I'd love for some more people to comment. I'm going to go, let's see, it's now, so yeah, I'm going to go for another about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll probably come back on around 12:30 Eastern time today. I try and do at least 4 of these podcasts a day, but I need to rest my voice because we've now been already at 1 hour and 10 minutes. Because all of you are so important. Again, but I don't want you to believe me. I want you to go look at the medical proof. You all can see it there, the new health conversation. So does this make sense? Hi, Vince. I'm sorry I didn't say hello. I just saw your post. I get so wrapped up sometimes in the medical science, I agree that I'm sorry if you don't think that I'm paying attention to you. But it's my job's a little bit different than the average person because I'm it's a pleasure to share the medical proof with you. But I only rely on medical proof. Nothing is my opinion. Nothing. And if you think whatever you're doing works, you're wrong. Because if it did work, in 4 years, 86% of Americans being overweight, obese, and 50% of those pre-diabetic, if any of these diets work, how come there's so many diets? Because they keep trying to find something that works long-term. Go to Barnes & Noble, look at how many diets there are. You're all really smart people. Why are you being hoodwinked? Why are you believing non-science? Why are you believing people giving you opinions on social media? And with all due respect, I see medical doctors and chiropractors and dietitians and nutritionists and health coaches and weight loss coaches and fitness trainers and dietitians and nutritionists. They're all wrong, not because I say so, because the medical proof is there. That 2/3 of everybody on every diet gains more weight than they lost. And the main reason to do this is not to lose weight even in the first place. Let me read for the people who are still on why you should be so concerned about these chemicals that you knew nothing about before this podcast today. And again, this is from world experts. This is their writing. The Endocrine Society, the largest organization of experts devoted to the research on hormones and the clinical practice of endocrinology, reports the rise in the incidence of obesity matches the rise in the use and distribution of industrialized chemicals. They're called obesogens. Simply put, obesogens are chemicals that disrupt the function of our hormonal system, leading to weight gain and many of the diseases that curse the American populace. They enter our body from a variety of sources, from natural compounds in soy, hormones fed to animals, plastics in food packaging, chemicals added to processed food, and pesticides sprayed on the produce. They act in a variety of ways, mimicking human hormones such as estrogen. Are you listening, ladies? Blocking the action of other hormones such as testosterone. Are you listening, men? And essentially reprogram us to gain weight. What are you doing about obesogens? Zero. You're doing nothing. No diet has ever been proven until now. This is not a diet to remove chemicals from the body. Well, you're kidding yourselves. You're just kidding yourselves. Because the available knowledge available to you is what? Calories in, calories out, diet and exercise. Just eat nutritionists. No, it's not working. It's a disaster. A complete and utter disaster. How many of you would be excited about losing 5 pounds a week? Come on, I know you would. Put it in the chat for me. Look at this. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle in a month and was not allowed to exercise. She actually wore a Fitbit to prove she wasn't exercising. They all did. All these people that I'm showing you. Here's Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days. Look at the change in her body composition. Now, you can think it's photoshopped. If you do, you're on the wrong podcast. I'm serious. And then my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. She averaged 5 pounds a week for 3 months. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body, look at the change. Dork Nation, what you did, I have research on that. 20 pounds, let's see. But how long, okay, so Dork Nation, how long that's one of the worst things you ever did to yourself, because 40%, I've got the research to prove it, 40% of what you lost was lean muscle mass. So great, you think you've kept it off, but you've lost lean muscle mass. Also, to lose 20 pounds, how long did it take you? Be honest, because obviously you want to argue with me. I can see it. It's nonsense. It's nothing more than a low-calorie diet. They've looked at all forms of fasting, alternate day fasting, time-restricted eating. None of them work long-term, and you're doing great harm to yourself because you absolutely, positively have slowed down your own immune system, whether you know it or not. That's the scientific proof, not an opinion on my part. If that worked, everybody would be doing it. It would be working. So again, I also walk 10,000 steps a day. You understand, these people didn't exercise. They weren't allowed to exercise. Okay? But again, be honest with me. Tell me so 20 pounds, how long did it take you on that alternate day fasting? In 30 days. All right, but you certainly didn't do what Julie did, 35 pounds in 37 days, and she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years, and you certainly didn't do what April did. Well, you didn't have 60 pounds to lose. I mean, it's fine. If you think that works, do it. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm a scientist. But what you're presenting has been proven to be nonsense. Nonsense. And you lost lean muscle mass, and you slowed down your own immune system. That's all I can tell you. It's not my opinion. Those are facts. And congratulations, you did walk 10,000 steps a day. Imagine if these people would have walked 10,000 steps a day, what do you think would have happened? I mean, we got so many examples. Ken, 34 pounds in 29 days, 34 pounds. Look at his body type, how much it changed. There's nothing like this. And by the way, on that alternate day fasting, you removed no toxins from your body, and you did nothing about inflammation in your body. Sorry, no proof of that, none, zero proof. So again, if you think that works, do it. I don't have time to convince any of you. We show you the medical proof, and then you get to decide, and you get a free coach. That simple. Doesn't that sound fair to everybody? Oh, I had zero inflammation after. Well, that's an impossibility, number one, from a medical standpoint of view. So again, and what did you do about removing obesogens from your body? Can you tell me that? What did you do about that? Again, Dork Nation, if you think that works, go for it. If it works, you'll make $1 trillion. You really will make $1 trillion. It's total. Oh, I'm not going to comment anymore on it. I mean, do whatever you think you should do. That's cool. I'm happy for you if that works you. That's it. Yeah, God bless you, Peter. I mean, people want to argue this nonsense because how many of you would go 24 hours without eating and then eat the next day? Just in and of itself, it's just ridiculous. I guess what I'll have to do, I have the study, I don't have it with me. I do have it. Because the alternate day fasting is such a ridiculous thing. It's just crazy. I mean, so few people would ever be able to do it. Because let's say it did work, and it doesn't, but even if it did work, how many people are going to do that? You're all going to go 24 hours without eating? Man, it's not happening, let's be honest. You can't even get people to go to the gym 3 times a week. I mean, they're going to do alternate day fasting, really? Don't think so. So let's see. All right, let's see. Is it time? Yeah. All right, everybody, I'm going to end this podcast. I'll come back on around 12:30 Eastern Standard Time today. But in the meantime, I invite all of you, go to the New Health Conversation. It's free to go there. We won't contact you. But if you like what you see, scroll down and you can get a coach. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? So I want to thank everybody for being here today. And I hope you'll tell your friends. They can all go to the website. It's free to go there, and we won't contact anybody. The idea is to give you real medical proof, not an opinion, okay? So, wow, the brain, my kidneys shut down. I dropped from 201 to 182 from food poisoning February, and 3 days from food poisoning. Wow, the brain. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I'll bet they did. Huh. Well, again, the brain, I'm sorry you came on so late, but you can see right there the new health conversation. Well, look, you can see there he lost 34 pounds in 29 days, and he's kept it off now for 8 or 9 years. And look at this guy. He's 65 years old. He lost 40 pounds in a month. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides 242 to 124 in a month. That's pretty good, right? All right, everybody, I do have to leave now. I got to rest my voice and I got other appointments, but I will be back on at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time today. Thank you all very, very much.